All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to session two of the first day of KSU's 8th Annual Cybersecurity Awareness Day. We have a very special presenter with us today, Dr. Svetlana Peltsverger, the Interim Associate Dean of the College of Computing and Software Engineering and Associate Professor of Information Technologies here at Kennesaw State University. Dr. Peltsverger has designed various security-related curricular materials for information technology courses, both on the undergraduate and graduate levels. She is a co-author of a framework in labware for teaching privacy in information assurance curriculum. And on a personal note, we first met her a few years ago during consolidation. She collaborated very closely with OWG 63 on research computing and helping us develop policies and procedures for faculty and staff engaging with each other to help secure research data. So she was a great assistance on that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Svetlana Peltsverger.
Hello, everybody. My topic will be Internet of Things and mostly introduction of it and what problems it causes in businesses and our homes. So I'm from computing and software engineering, and being administrator, I really miss teaching. So I see one student in the audience, Christine, and I see some of my colleagues. Being an IT professor is very challenging because IT changes like all the time. Even IoT is not the latest and most unique thing which came recently, so it's been around for a long time, but security implication of including a lot of network things, they keep creeping on us. So I will start with what is Internet of Things. So when we have many devices that are interrelated, they share network communication, they collect and share data. So the majority of the problems, they come from any computer system because they are computer systems, but because there are so many of them and they touch our life every day in many different places, it becomes even more dangerous. So devices, they have embedded electronics, and this is one of the problems also. The next term, which is very frequently used, is Internet of Everything. Depending on where you read what is Internet of Things and what is Internet of Everything, sometimes people use those terms like equal, but most of the time Internet of Everything includes people. And people factor in computing, is very important. So a lot of things are compromised through people rather than through technology. And I included here Gartner Research Top 10 Strategic Technology Trends for 2016, and you can see in all three areas of their highlights, you can see Internet of Things. So on the left, it's device mesh. So we have so many devices and they talk to each other. And on the right, we have information of everything. So because all those devices, they collect information. I just came from Boston, and a conference I was attending, they had a keynote speaker, and he was from city of Boston, and he works for a department which called urban mechanics. And I was fascinated of what they do, what they do in their department to improve life of the people who live in Boston. And he touched on Internet of Things also, not on the security aspect, but how it changes the life of the people and functioning of their department. One of the examples was that several years ago, they decided why not to include people from Boston in reporting problems. So when they said, this is website, go there and report if you see something is not working and we'll come and fix it. Then they based on that web application, they said, okay, let's include pictures, and they developed mobile app. So when someone sees a problem, they will snap picture and send it to the city, and city will come and fix it. And then they found that a lot of problems, they are related. So most of the problems reported are potholes. And they said how we can, without asking people to do something, how we can automatically collect that data. So they changed their app that it start working, sensing when you're driving, it senses the bump and it reports it back to the city, and they collect all their data and they see if many users have the same issue, and they said that if you look at the graph, pothole will be different. Then you can not only fix the pothole, but you can also predict what is the state of the road, what is the condition, and when you need, which year you need to reserve money to fix it. And it sounds like a wonderful idea, right? So it helps citizens because they have better roads. It helps city because everything is automated. So everybody should be happy. But if you think what on the back of that story, so you're driving with this device all the time, so they track where you go, what is your speed, everything. When you started, where you're going, where you stopped. If you take that information and put it together with some other information about you, then you will have aggregated data which then can be used to compromise your privacy. But for businesses, taking this example, that urban mechanics as an example, it's very important because this is the way how they can efficiently run their business. This is the way how they can get data without almost no, if you think before, they probably had workers who will drive around, right? And mark those potholes and make maps, right? And then send crews to fix them. Now they're sitting in the office, they build map, digital map, and where they see red flags, they send the crew there. So the next thing is what type of devices? Wearable electronics. So, any examples of wearable electronics? Anybody has some here? Watch. Fitbit. Okay, let's think about Fitbit and watch. How can Fitbit or watch can be used to compromise security? Location is one.
So if you lie to your insurance agency, talking about your activity, there's a court case where they actually subpoenaed Fitbit records and actually showed the person was docile and actually wasn't actually living the active lifestyle that he had portrayed.
I have a better example. You can install malicious, not install, but malicious application can be installed on your watch, and when you type your password, it will listen to it and it can decode your movements. Lighting. Any problems with lighting? Anybody has smart bulb at home? Do we have them on campus? Not yet?
Yes, we do in Burrisville.
Any way to compromise security using light bulbs?
Use the light bulb as an intermediate back door.
Yeah, first of all, you can compromise the light bulb and it will be your door to the network. But you can also just turn the light off and you will not be seen on security camera.
You can monitor when people are in and out of the building based on lighting patterns.
Yep, that is another possibility. So the next one, DVRs. So probably a lot of us have them at home, but we probably have some on campus also, and they're connected to our networks. HVACs. So Nest, anybody has Nest? I do, I don't like it. So there can be compromise also. And even if you think, okay, I have my home network, it's secured, I have those devices, maybe they are not that secured, but who will get into my network? But if someone came to your house and you gave them internet connection and they were able to connect to that device, compromise it, then they can use that device as a backdoor. Power management, the same thing as lighting. So power management is used, so a lot of sensors in grids, so service monitors and everything.